مرحبا بكم في قناة أطلانتس، قناة العملات القديمة والنادرة. لا تنسوا بالضغط على زر الإعجاب وتفعيل جرس الاشتراك حتى يصلكم كل جديد على قناتنا.
1989 penny value, how much is it worth today in 2024? To know the real value of this coin, several factors must come into play, including the rarity and the coin's condition. This video will focus on the worth of the 1989 penny, its varieties, and of course, errors that make it more valuable. Let's begin. 1989 penny details. The 1989 penny has a weight of 2.5 grams, a thickness of 152 mm, and a diameter of 19 mm. It was minted in the 3 U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. These pennies are mostly composed of zinc, but they do have a copper coating. The 1989 penny is color graded, and the coins with red color are more valuable than the ones that have lost their original color. If a 1989 penny stays too long in circulation, discoloration occurs, and a once red penny will either be red-brown or brown. 1989 no mint mark penny. The 1989 p penny is categorized by its lack of mint mark, and it's known as the most common type of pennies minted in 1989. The Philadelphia Mint produced a total number of 7,261,535,000 pennies, hence why it's not a rare coin. All of these coins were distributed into circulation, and that's why they are rarely worth more than their face value except in pristine conditions. Coloration is a major factor in determining the value of your 1989 p penny. A 1989 RD averagely circulated penny is worth about $5 to $1,900, while the same penny in RB, red brown, or BN, brown, will be worth $50 to $100. The auction record is from 2013 when an MS68 graded 1989 no mint mark wheat penny sold for $4,113. 1989 D penny. The Denver Mint produced 5,345,467,111 pennies in 1989. Although lesser than the Philadelphia Mint, it was still more than enough to go around in circulation. The 1989 D penny has a D mint mark just under the date, so you can tell if your penny was minted in Denver or not. In averagely circulated condition, this penny is worth just its face value, but if you are looking to get a fair price for it, then the 1989 D has to be in mint state. For 1989 D pennies graded MS68, they are valued at $260, and if you are lucky and see a sample of this coin graded in MS68 plus and above, you should be able to sell it for over $3,000. The only problem is that 1989 D pennies in such premium grades are very rare to find. However, in 2020, a 1989 D graded MS69 RD was sold for a sum of $1,024. The red, RD, 1989 D penny has the highest value especially in mint state, although it's almost impossible for your 1989 D penny to be in pristine condition, and not retain its red color. When in red-brown, the 1989 D is worth about $100, that is if it's graded MS67. So, to get more value than this, your RB 1989 D penny needs to have a grade of MS68 and higher. 1989 D pennies with brown coloration are the least desirable because they are worth just face value unless they are error coins. Even in uncirculated condition, a brown 1989 D penny is worth only $5. But, if you can find a brown 1989 D penny that's graded MS67, you can expect it to fetch around $80. 1989 S-proof penny. The San Francisco Mint did not produce regular 1989 pennies, rather it specialized in the mintage of only proof coins. 3,220,194 proof pennies were minted in San Francisco, and they are recognized by their S-Mint mark. The planchet used for minting the 1989 proof coins was treated with special chemicals to ensure they have a reflective finish and sharpened haze. Proof coins are usually graded as cameo, deep cameo, and ultra cameo, with ultra cameo being the shiniest and highest valued. When minting, the first 50 pennies to be minted have the deepest grades, and subsequently, the contrast begins to fade for the other proof coins. Generally, proof coins are harder to produce, and that's why they were minted in slightly over 3 million instances. The 1989's proof coins are in better condition than the other 1989 penny variants because they never made it into circulation. However, they aren't exactly as valuable as you'll expect. APR 70 graded 1989's proof penny is worth only $1,380. The proof coins are uncirculated, so it's expected that they are in a mint state, nothing out of the ordinary. Coin collectors only add rare coins to their collections, and a 1989 penny with red rich coloration and grading of MS68+ is a more unique and rarer coin than the 1989's proof coin. Rare 1989 Lincoln penny error lists. 1989 error pennies have more than face value, and it's everyone's dream to have an error coin, regardless of the condition. Sometimes errors in coins are very easy to spot, other times you need to be familiar with the features and design of the coin, so you can tell when there's an irregularity. The 1989 penny has some interesting errors that occurred during the minting process, and remember that the magnitude and rarity of the error are what determines how valuable the coin will be. Let's take a look at some of the errors from the 1989 penny. 1. 1989 Lincoln penny dime planchet error. When the wrong type of planchet is fed into the coin minting machine, it produces a coin with a different appearance than intended. This was the case with the 1989 penny. The coin was fed into a blank planchet for dimes, and this resulted in a penny that's smaller in size and weight, and even appearance. Because these pennies were struck on dime planchets, they assumed a silver coloration, so it's impossible to not even notice it. Weighing this coin is another way to figure out if it was minted on a dime planchet. 1989 pennies made of dime planchets weigh less than regular pennies. This error is a valuable one, and it's worth about $7,000 in auctions if the coin is in premium grade. A 1989 penny graded MS65 was sold for $3,700. 2. 1989 Lincoln penny off-center error. The off-center error is a type of minting error that happens when the coin is not centered properly during the striking process. This causes the design of the coin to appear off-center relative to the edges of the coin. The off-center error can occur in varying degrees, with some being slightly off-center and others significantly off-center. The value of an off-center coin will depend on the magnitude of the error. In 2021, a 20% off-center penny was bought for $890 at an auction, while a high-graded 1989 penny with a 10% off-center error was sold for $200 on eBay. 3. 1989 Lincoln penny copper planchet error. Before the implementation of producing pennies with 97.5% zinc, pennies were made of 95% copper and they weighed 3.11 grams. Some of the 1989 pennies were minted on the 95% copper planchets, but because the error was quickly noticed, only very few were made. In 2016 at an auction, a sample of this error coin was sold for a whopping $3,525. Also, another sample was sold in 2018, for $7,500. So, it's indeed a very valuable and rare 1989 error penny. The easiest way to know if you have a 1989 copper penny in your hand is to weigh it. It weighs 3.11 grams, which makes it heavier than the regular 1989 pennies. 1989 Lincoln penny FAQs. 1. What's the worth of a 1989 penny? The face value of a 1989 Lincoln penny is 1 cent, but depending on the condition of the penny, it can sell for way more than that. 1989 pennies in mint states and premium grades can go for up to $1,000 and even more. Plus, if it's a rare error 1989 penny, you'd be surprised at how much it's worth. 2. How many 1989 pennies were minted? Over 12 billion 1989 pennies were minted in all 3 U.S. facilities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Due to its large quantity, the 1989 penny is not considered a rare coin. 3. What's the composition of the 1989 Lincoln penny? The composition of the 1989 Lincoln penny is 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. 4. How can I determine the condition of a 1989 penny? The easiest way to determine the condition of a 1989 penny is to physically examine it. The samples that still have their red color are the most valuable. Then you can look out for signs of scratches and blemishes, plus coins in an uncirculated state have a more defined and sharper appearance. It's even much better when you discover your 1989 penny is an error coin, because you'll definitely sell it off for more than its face value.